This is Wes. I haven't done a video like this in a while where I just sat down and talk with y'all. It's windy outside and cold. Um, got life happening here and there. But I've been thinking about the division that's going on in our world. More specifically, that the stuff that's been going on with or in our country. Now we can sit here and trust me, it's a fun conversation and talk about who is doing what, who's causing who to be mad at who, or what they and thouses are up to, and who they are, and all that. But I don't I don't know if that's the real fix. Pretty sure it's not actually. We always talk about American. I'm an American. What exactly does that mean? Well, we're Americans. We have our own culture. We're Americans within the United States of America. You know, all 50 states and their our little, what are they called, districts or territories. There are cultures that you wouldn't believe. The culture of the Northeast is completely different than that of the Northwest. The culture in one half of Wyoming and Montana and the Dakotas and stuff is completely different than that of the other half of the same states and in Idaho. And even within a town, you have different little mini cultures. I asked somebody yesterday. Yes, yesterday. I asked the young lady where she was from because I did not recognize her accent. She said, I was born and raised right here. I'm like, wow. I was raised right here. Never heard that. And then it occurred to me, well, there's hundreds of thousands of people that live here. Are all of those hundreds of thousands of people part of the same culture? No, it's not. And that's how all this division and hate and stuff is so easily perpetuated. We automatically assume that our culture is the culture of everyone else, or that our culture is the superior culture to the cultures of other people. We're human, it's our nature to think that the way we're doing it is the right way. Never fails. That's a little conceited, a little narcissistic to think that way. I'm guilty of it though. I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody. I'm just saying that America is a melting pot. But when you take and alloy metals, like you can mix copper and aluminum to alloy aluminum. It makes a really tough aluminum. Uh, you can lead brass and make it softer. You can add different metals together to make different things, to get the metals to do different things. But here's the tricky part. Each metal remains the same. It's just different molecules of the metal spread out evenly within the molecules of the other metal. They're in the same, let's say you have an alloyed knife, stainless steel, you have a stainless steel knife. The metals in that knife that make it stainless steel are evenly spaced throughout that blade. But they are still individual metals. They are still separate things. They were put in a melting pot. They were turned into something else. But they remain themselves. Until we realize that we are all part of the same knife blade. And that, yes, we are going to be different. And understand that we can allow our differences to make each of us stronger. Silver and nickel make a horrible knife. Carbon steel and nickel, and a couple other things, on the other hand, make a decent knife. Actually, all around, make a pretty good knife out of stainless steel. But if you take the stuff that you alloyed to make it stainless out, then it just becomes steel. It starts to rust. Now, do I think we should open our borders to everybody? No, not even. Do I agree with you have to prove your worth to become a part of our nation? Yes. I don't think that just because we have the means to support a bunch of low wage people that we should support them. There's a lot of people out there that have basement dwellers that need to get out and get a job. They need to sweep the floors, they need to pick the peas, they need to hoe the cotton, they need to sweep the stuff, they need to clean the sewers, they need to do whatever. I don't care how much money you spend on them to get them through college or whatever. They need to get a job. They've proved that they're not going to make it as a business professional or a graphics designer or a video game designer. Okay? They're, if you can make $150,000 a year humping sand in the oil field, or $30,000 a year eating Cheetos and playing video games and griping about you're not getting ahead, then you made a bad choice. I think you should probably quit playing around with the video. Make it a hobby, dude. Do that. Go hunt the sand. Quit. Learn to operate a crane, tighten a wrench, or tighten a bolt. Help make windmill blades. Crying out loud, they need plenty of those. There's work out there. The biggest thing is we've got to quit being part of the problem. Well, my culture is the American culture. Come on. My part of Texas is completely different than another part of Texas. The things that are okay or taboo where I'm at are not the same things that are okay or taboo in South Central Texas. It's different. We're different people. We face different challenges. We face different days. We developed a different culture. We came from a different group of people. Our old wives' tales are different than the old wives' tales told in Upper Michigan or Minnesota. Minnesota or Upper Michigan and South Texas, same country. We're both Americans. But we're not the same. Our cultures are completely different. Our our Mexican food doesn't even taste the same. Our cheeseburgers aren't made the same. We're a melting pot. We're alloyed, or we can be alloyed, or not. Okay, I mean, we need to decide what we want to be. Do we want to come together and be stronger, more malleable, tougher, more resilient, more stain resistant by working together with the different types? Or are we going to just keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on until we wind up with pockets of copper over here, pockets of zinc over there, pockets of nickel, pockets of silver, pockets of gold, pockets of cast iron, pockets of carbon, titanium, aluminum, beryllium, all the different metals that are out there. And none of them want to get along with anybody else. Because, we're different. And if each one of us thinks that we're the only real Americans, we've got a problem. That being said, we really need to shut down welfare and food stamps and all that stuff to anybody that comes across the border illegally. If they come over and say, I need sanctuary, well, you can have sanctuary, but you don't get no stamps. The people supporting you or letting you stay in their house or whatever, they can't have stamps because you're there. No food stamps, no government aid of any kind. All of a sudden, their countries where they were able to save up enough money to get over here cost tens of thousands of dollars to get here illegally, for the most part. They'll they'll figure out that we just need to stay home. And the other end of it is, we need to start making our kids go to work. Well, my kid really wants to get. I want him to have a better education. I want him to do something different than what I did. What? Were you a professional leper? Was being you really that bad? We all got to work. There's more suicides in the business world than there are in the blue collar. You really want your kid in a place where the stress and the competition is so high that they wind up jumping out of their office window because they lose some stupid business deal? Just because you don't want them to be operating a concrete truck or uh, hanging drywall or running the line at a screw factory or whatever it is. It's not what you do for a living that makes you who you are. It's what you do with your life and the way you treat those around you that you love and the rest of the world while you're alive that makes you who you are. Y'all stay alive. Don't lie.